Yo, today I just want to talk about a weakness of mine that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, especially if you're in like my sort of position, 17 years old, high school and university. You have fears that you want to tackle within your life, but you just find yourself intellectualizing, right? You're reading books, you're consuming content, you're actually actively learning with an intention to improve. Yet, it's a problem when the learning starts to take over you actually taking action. When you're reading more books than you're actually implementing, right? You're reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. You're learning, oh, I'm going to change my life. You're on the bus. You could be talking to the girl right beside you, but you're like, no, I'm going to read a book first before I take action. Like, this is a poisonous sort of mindset. At a certain point, you don't need more information, right? Half the time, if you gave a guy just an instruction to go out and do something, right? To learn a little bit beforehand. Okay, go in the gym, follow this basic workout, right? Just figure it out, right? The guy would make so much more progress than the person who spends over a month just sitting down thinking, yo, I can't start yet. I need to understand a bit better. I need to know about this more, and like etc. You can't optimize, you can't make better until you've actually done something, right? You need previous results to actually iterate upon and make better. There's a famous, I don't know if it's a study, but there's a famous story, I guess, about two pottery classes, where one class was told to make one perfect pot over the course of a semester, while the other class was told make 100 pots and like give us your best one by the end. And what they found out was the people who just made one pot, it was a shitty pot, right? Because they were just focused on doing one thing, making it perfect, doing the absolute best that they possibly could, but they didn't have enough experience to actually make a good, high quality pot. Contrast that to the class that made 100 pots. They weren't perfect, but the quality was so much higher because of the experience they had built up over the course of making 100 pots. It's the same thing with like YouTube, with writing, with training. Like, if you haven't started, if you have made absolutely no progress at all, you should just go out there, make the mistakes, and then learn from there. Maybe then you can read a book and see like what did I do wrong? What can I learn from this? What can I actually implement within my life? Because I find this like it's a big weakness within my own life, where I'll do the work in the morning and then afterwards I'll think, okay, this is a good time to learn. This is a good time to just up my knowledge, and that's really good for me. Yeah, it's not really making a big impact if you're stuck at home, you're just learning, and you're not actually taking action on the things that you were learning about. All knowledge is useless unless it is acted upon. Get that in your head. If you're watching this video, you're consuming some sort of content, and maybe you do take action. If you do, good on you. But remember, imperfect action beats perfect inaction, right? Drill that into your head. Perf- Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. Going up, talking to that girl, making the YouTube video, starting something new, taking a risk, and just failing. It's going to do so much more for you than just thinking about it within your brain. Me sitting down and ruminating over a YouTube video for like 30 minutes and thinking, oh no, it has to be this idea or it has to be perfect. I just talk about whatever I really feel I could give value with. It doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to be super planned out. I sit down, I make a video, and I learn from it. And as a result, the pressure is relieved somewhat. Where if you don't tell yourself you need to know absolutely everything there is about a specific subject, you just free yourself from the pressure of being perfect. You get after it. You try something new, you fail, and you realize, okay, I learned. Right? Establish that mindset within yourself. That every experience is a learning experience. There's no failure. Every experience is there to teach you something. I don't know what that thing could be. But if you talk to a girl and she laughs at you, she rejects you, doesn't even like talk to you, well, you learn from that experience, right? Made a YouTube video, 0 people watched it. Okay, I learned something from that. Maybe I improved my storytelling skills. I still put something out there. I leveled up something within my life, right? Like, it's all about the interpretation that you put on it. You don't want to say that, okay, like I failed, I did terrible, and that's the best thing ever. Like, be a bit realistic. You failed talking to that girl. Okay, I learned that I shouldn't act like a creepy leering weirdo when I'm around women. Like you learn something and you're actually gonna implement that the next time you do whatever it was, right? A lot of this is just rooted in fear, rooted in mindset that we've been conditioned to think that if you do badly, like on tests in school, or if you make a mistake, it's a very, very bad thing. Oh, I got below a 70, like my life is over. Oh, I got a C, I got a D. Like school has brainwashed us into thinking that if you don't perform at this specific level like everyone else, if you're not consistently just killing this course, you're a failure. You want to avoid failure. You don't ever want to go through that sort of thing. It's like a little bit hypocritical to think that, oh, they're telling us embrace failure, just go out and pursue your dreams and goals. While at the same time you're being told that like you gotta see, man, that's not good. You gotta shape up, do better. Right? Like we've been conditioned to this, and if you're watching this and you're my age, you probably relate to this. But failure really is the way forwards. And it all starts with you just taking action. Right? Don't tell yourself the excuse that I'm gonna learn for 3 months before taking action. Why don't you just get started and start optimizing during the process? Right? Well, I'm going to start my New Year's resolutions at New Year's. I'm going to plan, I'm going to work it out, I'm going to figure out what I want to do. By all means, figure some stuff out. But you don't need to wait like 2 months to get started. You don't need to wait 3 weeks. Like, you can start tomorrow. Take a minimal viable action, the smallest step that you possibly need to take, and then just build upon that. Right? It doesn't have to be complicated. Don't make it that complicated. If you show up, if you take action, you've already taken a huge step forwards compared to so many other people who just ruminate and think about, oh, what if? What if I don't know enough? What if I don't do this, this, and this? No matter how much you read, how much you learn, how much content you consume, it is never going to be a substitute for the real thing. So you may have a bit of experience, but at a certain point, you're on your own. And if you don't ever take that first step, nobody's going to do it for you. Get out of your head, get out of that fear. Doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to make it extremely difficult. It can be as simple as speaking to one person, recording one 1 minute video and posting it, right? Writing one page, reading one book. Whatever it is, stop telling yourself you're going to do it later and make a priority to do it now or in this, as soon as you possibly can, right? There is no better day. There's no perfect opportunity. This is the best time. So get started now. And besides that, like, all I have to say for this video. Looking into the camera, I see my glasses have quite a bit of glare on them, but hey, bro, it's okay. I don't care. But if you enjoyed this content, consider subscribing. Peace.